everyone, welcome. This is Joyce Whitten with StampinScrapper.com. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up! How are you guys doing tonight? Tonight I have a really cute project to show you that I'm going to share with you and how to make it. It is this magazine. It's called Mini Magazine Holder. I got this idea years ago from Dawn Griffith, and I had made one for a host a while ago. And this weekend I had a workshop for a friend of mine, and I always make them a thank you gift because I'm excited that they're having a party with me. Hi, Carol. Thank you for joining. So I decided to make this again. And I asked my friend what her favorite color was, and she said it was red. And red, not wet, red. Wetting on the brain still. And I was like, perfect. I knew exactly which designer series paper I wanted to use, which suite I wanted to use. Hi, Kay. Thank you for joining me. And it is the Peaceful Poppies suite. And what we're doing, and it's on page 24 and 25 in the mini catalog, I use the paper, the Peaceful Poppy Designers Paper, the Painted Poppies bundle, the Peaceful Moments bundle, the Peaceful Poppies elements on this project. So, oh goodness, I just dropped all my stuff, so it went all over. That's okay. We'll figure it out here. Put it back up here. There we go. Okay, so when I show you what we're going to make, this is, I'll take these out, and this is the mini magazine holder. Isn't that adorable? And it's easy to make. So I'm going to put these back in here, and I have another set that I'll show you. And these are the cards that I made. Now we have this one, and I used the paper on this one. And this punch is the Label Me Lovely punch, and that's in the mini catalog. And you will notice that, I wanted to show you these. These are, let me do this first before I go through all of these. Okay, this is the Painted Poppy stamp set, and it has the matching coordinating dies. This is the painted label, and so I use this one right here on one of the cards. And then we're also using the Peaceful Moments. I use a happy birthday. I made these all happy birthday cards because she said she didn't need happy birthday cards. So I use that, and then I use for the box, I use this framelit and this bigger framelit, and then the leaves framelits. So we use that. And then I didn't realize I had this stamp set, Sending You Thoughts, sitting out on my desk, my craft table when I was working, and I had the happy birthday because I had used it for something else, and I had accidentally grabbed it. So you will see that used a couple times on my cards. But look how close they are. They are really close. Let's see if you can, this light's showing. But see, look how close they are in style and size. So sometimes you're going to see the Send You Thoughts. But so let me show you the cards first. So I use this one again. That's the lovely Label Me Lovely punch. And I just did the squares. And I colored these with my, the rhinestones with my Poppy Pearls, Poppy Parade blend. And you can use the blends on any of our pearls, our rhinestones, our ribbons, so you can coordinate anything with any of your projects that you're doing. Hi Pam, thank you for sharing. And here's another one. And I have elements, the Poppy Parade elements. Poppy Parade. I've got Poppy Parade on my mind, so I was just using it for a project. The Peaceful Poppies elements. I hadn't used those. I found those in my stash, and I'm like, I need to use those. So I'll show you those on here. And this is one of the circles, and I don't know where you can see it has a design on it. So then I just cut this out with a circle punch, and it worked perfect. This is an easy card. Now these are all the designer series paper under are from Poppies. Here is another one of the elements that I put on here. Easy peasy cards. I have my base card, put a layer of Mossy Meadow, one of the designer series paper, another piece of Mossy Meadow, and then I did the Poppy Parade and put those on. easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now I ended up making 4 sets of these because I was cutting out and I thought, you know, let's just do 4 of them, be done. I was making one for her. I wanted one to take pictures of to put on my blog today. And I had this set and I thought, just make 4 of them. I need birthday cards too. So that's what I did. And literally I did 4 sets. We have 5 cards, so I made 20 cards. And it probably took me, I want to say maybe 2 hours max. And that included designing them too. That wasn't just making them, that was designing them all too. So on this one, I used the lovely Label Me Fancy punch. This punch and this punch are both in the mini catalog, and they actually go with the, no, this isn't the stamps that they coordinate with. I apologize, that's not it. But here's the elements. And did you notice that these are vellum and so are these, but they're green? I used my blends again and I painted them. Now, when you're gonna color vellum, make sure you color the back of it, not the front. You wanna flip it over and color the back of it. And that's what I did on that one, and I just used the regular rhinestones. This paper is on what's on the back of that one. And then here's another one. I love the big flowers. I thought those were really pretty. And I went ahead and I stamped one of the flowers on here, and I did it in Smoky Slate, but I stamped it off first so it was even lighter on here. And this is from one of the dies in the set. And then on one of these here, on this one, what I did was I took a little strip I had left over and just put it on the bottom, and that helped decorate the inside of the card. So those are the cards I made. I'm not going to go through and make these all for you. All of the pictures are on my blog post from today, so you can look at them. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer them for you. But I am going to show you how to make a box. So I'll put that right there so you can see that for a minute. Okay, so the first thing you're going to start off with, now you need a 12 by 12 piece of card stock, and this is the black. You can get it in the neutrals pack of the 12 by 12. I believe the black comes in there. I still have black left over from when they sewed it. Stampin' Up! Sewed it a long time ago. So that's why I use the black. And like I said, I like the black and red together. So I cut this down already to 9 by 12. Now, hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. I had to stretch it out a little bit. The arm is quite long on this set on this new trimmer, but it's worth it. I love the new trimmer. The best part is you got 2 pieces of cardstock with it, or 3 of the designer series paper when you use it. You just need to make sure you go up and down. So I'm here. Let me get my little cheat sheet over here so I can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so this is going to be 9 by 12. And so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to score this, and then I'll go through the sizes of the other products or the other pieces. So we're going to score on the 9-inch side. Let's do it this way. We're going to score at 3 3/4. Now this score on this trimmer is a little bit, doesn't go down quite as deep as our one on our old trimmer. So what I do is I just go down, 3 or 4 times, and I push a little bit harder to get what I want, get a deeper one indent, and then we're going to do 5 1/4. And then we're going to, on our 12-inch side, we're going to score at 2 inches. Whoops. And 6 1/2. And this is why I needed to open up the arm. We needed to do 6 1/2. Okay, now we're going to be doing some cutting and things, but I can close this arm now. I don't need it out anymore, so that'll give us a little more room here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do on here is, okay, so, I'm sorry. Okay, we want to score again. Now see, I have a smaller section here. I have a big section and a big section. We're going to score on this section only, not on here, not on the bottom part. We just want that middle section. So we're going to score it at 1 3/4 inches. And again, like I said, we're going to come down here, and you have measurements on this side that you can, whoops, that's a cutter. We don't want that one. We want the score. So you can line this up. Bring this up. You can line it up with the 2-inch here with the little mark on your score. So we want to go just down that at 1 3/4 inch. Okay, now we're going to do that also on this section here. We did it on this section. We need to do it on this section. So, hi, Carol. Thank you for joining me. Hi, Stephanie. How are you doing? Thank you for joining me. Please tell Christian hello and that I love and miss you guys so much. So what we want to do this section too. So you could flip it over, but you know OCD me, it's all got to be this, 4 lines going the same direction. I flipped mine over, and hopefully you can see this. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but I'm going to score it. It's going to be this section down here, so you won't get to see all of it. On my area is not quite big enough for you to see it, but I'll show it you here in a minute. But I'm just going to do the score line. Whoops, close down here. Okay. So what I did was that I went ahead and I scored this one here, so it's both the same. So, okay, so then we're done right this second with this. No, we're not. I forgot to cut. Sorry, we're not done. Okay, so now we scored this section. We have our little section here. We scored this section. Now we're going to cut this section. This is what's going to give us the line here. This is what we're going to cut next. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this corner right here. Let me find it so you can see. So this is your score line, and this is the score line. So what you want to do is you want to put that point in your track. And you're going to do the same thing. I want to make sure you can, if you can see this. Bring this up a little bit. I have my camera sitting right here, so I can't move it up very much further. But so you want to put your score line there and your score line right here. So then when you cut it, you're going to get the perfect cut. Come down and cut, and you've cut that off. See how you go from here to here? Okay, so this paper too likes to, although I call it shedding, it's probably not the proper term, but I just take my hand and go like this, and it brushes it right off. So we're going to do the same thing on this corner. Oh my goodness, everything is moving on me today. Okay, let's do this again. You want to get that score line in the score line. Get this in here so you guys can see what I'm doing. And cut. Oops. Okay, you can cut that. There we go. All right. So we can take these two small pieces, you can take off and put on the side. I save them in case I need something little paper to do. And so I'm going to go ahead and take this. We're done with the big paper now. So this is what we have here. You got the point here. You got this here and here. So we're going to go ahead and we'll make this, and then I'll tell you the sizes on the paper. So we're going to go ahead and score everything. Because of the black paper, whoops, if I want to score, no, I can't score it yet, burnish it. Sorry, we do have to cut. I want to score this one first so I can see where I need to cut. So what we're going to do is, this is our point here. We're going to cut right here. We're going to go up to this score line here. We're just going to bring it up. And you're going to cut this line here. Now, when I cut this, this is going to be our tab, our inside tab. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut off a little bit of this. You don't always have to, but for me, it fits better. For me, it closes better. Let me turn this so it's a bit easier to cut. So I do it on these two side pieces. It's just, like I said, for me, it's easier. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on this side, cut. and cut on this one. This piece is going to be folded in, so it doesn't matter. This piece right here is going to be folded in. So it doesn't really matter how much you cut off. Your key thing is you want to make sure that when you get to this point here at the end, that you're right at the point, at the end of the paper. So what it's going to look, now we can score. Okay, we need to do this and this. And then burnish all your score marks. Because remember, when you do 3D projects, you want to have crisp lines. Yep, and this one. Okay, so this is what our box is going to be like. So I'm going to bring this in. So this is why I cut these, because you're going to end up wrapping these around it like this. So you're going to wrap those around like that, and then you're going to bring these up like this. And that's going to give you your box. So that's why I cut those, because like I said, it was just easier for me, so that I did not, if they folded over better. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put on our tear and tape. And you're going to put it on the top pieces. And I will show you one thing I did when I made this. I ended up making it twice before I got it right, because I did the same thing twice. You would think I would have learned the first time. But when you go to fold it over, you got to be careful of your tape. And I'll show you what I mean when I get to that point. Okay, and then you're going to put here, tape right here. You want to use tear and tape because you want this to be strong. And then right here. Oops. Okay. All righty. Kara, I'm glad you're joining us tonight. Cannot wait for you to get back from Florida, girlfriend. I missed you. Okay, so here we go. Now, my first thought was when I first saw this, I was like, oh, I'm going to go put my designer series paper on here. No, don't do that, because that was another reason I had to do it over, because we got to bring up the sides here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our tape off. And you're going to take all of it off on the two sides. Okay, so this is the tricky part where I need to show you. So now what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it around this way, right? We want to wrap it around it. Well, you want to be careful so you don't do what I did, is you've got to be careful this doesn't touch this until it's all the way around, because it will stick to this real easy. So what I did was, and hopefully you can see this, is I kind of put this down like this, so this part was up and that section is down. So I could bring that in and lay it on that like this. Does that make sense? I hope it explains it. Because then I knew it wasn't touching this. What was happening, if I had it up, this was sticking to this before this was even in place. So then it wasn't lining up and I was getting frustrated. So I'm like, okay, there's got to be a trick to this. So for me, this is easier if I put it like this. And then I come in and I fold this over, and voila, it fits perfect. And it's done. So I did that. Again, what I did was I brought this up. I brought this down into here. So what I'm doing is I'm basically doing this first, laying it down so I know right where it's at and it's all lined up where I want it. And then I fold this in. Oops. And I almost did it again because I let go of the piece. There we go. Now fold it in. No, don't go stick. Do not stick. I didn't, you want to line it up on the edge, and that's what I didn't have lined up. Okay, now tuck you in. I am holding it with my hand right now, but it is being a little bit stubborn. So you know what I'm going to do? I just saw this. I don't know why I didn't think of it this last time. I'm going to put some tape on here, or some glue, I mean. I'm just using liquid glue because it was handy. And I'm going to glue that down before I wrap that around. And that's going to keep it in place. Hey, learned another trick. Okay, so you learned it with me. So what I did was I glued it down because that will hold it in place. And then I can wrap this around and not worry about, wish I would have figured that out this weekend. There we go. And perfect. Okay, woohoo. Good thing, glad I figured that out. Okay, now you're going to take your sides off here. Sometimes I think my family thinks I'm weird because I'll start cheering when I figure things out down here. And I talk to myself a lot when I work. Do you guys do that when you're crafting? Talk a lot to yourself? And one time I told my husband, goes, do you always talk to yourself? I said, well, yeah, sometimes I need expert advice. So what I'm doing is I'm lining this up with the edge here and just pushing it down. We're going to do that again on this side. And I'm going to line it up. And there you have your base for your box. But it's still a little flimsy because it is just one piece of paper, so it's a little bit flimsy. But we're going to support that. We're going to put it together here, and it's going to be real nice and sturdy. So what you need for your pieces of paper, your cardstock, you need 2 of these cut at 2 by 4.5. You need 1 at 1.5 by 2, and 1 at 1.5 by 5.5. Now, I want to show you on mine, I decorated the back all the way up. Now, you can decorate it the same size as this, so it's equal all the way around. I wanted to give it more support, so I decorated it all the way up. And then I thought it would look pretty if you're putting it on the shelf like this. I thought that was prettier all the way up. So that's what I did with mine. So that's why we have, and all of these measurements are on my blog. So, and then you're going to take your white. Now, again, I wanted this to be supported, more sturdy, so I used the Whisper White thick on this part. You're going to cut 2 of these, and then what they're going to do is they're going to go on here. So you're going to cut 2 of these at 1 7/8 by 4 3/8. This one is 1 3/8 by 5 3/8. And this one is 1 3/8 by 1 7/8. And then our designer series paper, we're going to have, this one is going to be 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. This one is going to be 2 of them at 1 3/4 by 4 1/4. And this one is 1 1/4 by 1 3/4. Now, this designer series paper does have a pattern. It goes up and down. So when you're cutting, you want to make sure you're doing that, because our long strips, we needed to cut this way, but for these, we needed to make sure they were going across, because they're going here, and this one is going up and down. So that's one thing you want to pay attention if you have a pattern paper like that. If you don't, then if your design's all over and it doesn't matter, you can cut it any way that you can save paper. So I'm going to go ahead and get these all taped. Now, one thing I did want to show you is when I'm doing a lot of this that has lots of layers and I need to do a lot of taping, what I do is I get tape on all of my papers first. So I'm going to work on this section first. So I got tape on all of my papers. So then I'm just going to go here, line it up, grab it, line this one up. Remember my little trick, get the 3 sides the same size. You have the same border showing. Put your finger here, drop it, and it's going to be perfectly lined up. You're going to do that with this one. And it goes, this is what's called batching. I don't know if you've ever heard of that phrase. but this is what it is. It's called batching. You're doing all of one thing together. So like when I was making those cards and I was making so many sets, I literally would make 4 of everything. I'm just using snail adhesive on this. You could use liquid glue on this if you want. You don't need to use tear and tape because this is just going on the outside. Snail or liquid glue would just be perfect. Now, putting it on here, it won't matter if I put it, which way I put it on, but it will matter when I go to put it on the box. And I wanted to show you, I had a question one time, why when I have a plain piece of paper, do I flip it over to see which side to put it on? It's plain, what does it matter? Well, I wanted, hopefully you can, I don't know if you can see this on here. When you cut, you do get a little edge up here on the back of it. So I try to use the front, that's kind of a little more rounded. But if I have to use it, if I mess up and I flip it over, if you take your bone folder and you go like this on the edges like this, it will flatten it so it will look the same as the other side does. So that is why I was looking to see which side to do. Well, that's going to be a pretty flower to put on the front. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to adhere this to our box. Again, I'm getting all the tape done at one time because this actually does save you time. Then if you put tape on, put it on, set the tape down, do the next one. Just do all your taping at once. If you're doing a bunch of cards, do all your stamping at one time. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this on here. And this is when you want to make sure you're, see if I do it this way, my flowers are going upside down. So you want to make sure we're going the right way. Now this is going to go from corner to corner. We're not going to have any of the black showing, which is nice because it's easier to line up. We're just going to cover it up. Then I flip this down and I press it down in here and give it a good press, and that way I know it's adhered. So then we're going to put the front one on. Oops. It's going to be pretty on the front of the flower. There we go. Same thing. Press it. Whoops. My finger stuck to that one. Okay. Whoops. We got to get our flowers going the right direction. There we go. And if you guys could be so kind as to share this, I would appreciate it. And if you could also go on my YouTube channel and subscribe. And I have to have so many subscribers in order to do YouTube Lives. So I would appreciate if you guys could also go and do that. It's under Stampin' Scrapper. And I will be putting this video on my blog post tonight or tomorrow. Okay, so there is the box. But, you know, I liked it. I thought it was good, but I'm like, this is too boring right here. You need to put something. So I went and got out these framelits, and I used these 2 big poppies here, and then I did these leaves here. So I went ahead and already did those, so you don't have to watch me do this, but I do want to show you a couple little tricks on this. So you're going to have your bottom layer was the Poppy Parade paper, and then my top layer was the black. The easiest way to stick these down is I use self-adhesive sheets. Now we used to Stampin' Up! Used to sell them. They don't sell them anymore, but you can get them at any big craft store, online. You can get them, and trust me, they save you lots of times. Anytime I'm doing something delicate like this, excuse me, I use my self-adhesive sheets. So that's what I did on these. So what I did was I just put snail on these. You could pop them if you want. I did not. So now the paper on the leaves is Mossy Meadow and Pear Pizzazz. Okay, so I just took one. Oops, don't want them going on top of each other. So I just laid it here. I am not pressing it down. I'm just laying it like this, just trying to play with it. I like that. So I'm going to go here. And again, I'm not pressing down yet. I'm just laying mine on here so I can play with it a little bit and see how I like it. Move this one a little bit. Whoops. Because it's sticking a little bit, you can just lift it up because like I said, I did not press it down. I'm just laying them on here to get an idea. And then I can tuck this under. There we go. Let's try this one again. There. Now it hangs over a little bit, but that's okay. It's not going to make a difference. Again, flip it down, press it down hard. Okay, so we got to do one side. We got to do the other side too. So we're going to go. I try to, my OCD-ness, try to put the same design up. You can if you want. You don't have to. Like I said, that's just my OCD coming out. Okay. There we go. And there we go. Flip it over. And you have your little magazine box. Isn't that cool? And then you can just take your cards. I'll just take these and stick them in here like that. I put the one that was the same paper in the front, so it all coordinated. But there you go. And that is how you make a mini magazine box. Now, I have 5 cards in here with envelopes. Where's my other cards? Let me see how many we could get in here. You know what? Let me grab some envelopes. I'm just curious to see how many could we get in here. Okay, we'll try 3 first. Oops. Oh, wow, we could even get, I wonder if we could get 10 in here. Let's see, I bet we could. Yes, you can get 10 cards in here. Look how cool that is. 10 cards. And if you even wanted to put, this would be cute to do, I just had an idea. If you wanted to organize your cards, you know, like sympathy or birthday, get well, whatever. This would be really cute because then you could cut out, you could use a label if you have a label maker, or you could cut, do it on a computer and then cut it out and put it on here. Or you could use our small letters that you could cut out and you could line them up. And wouldn't that look adorable lined up on your shelf? Look how cute that would be. Oh, I have an idea. I just may have to do something like that. You know what this would be cute for too? Oh, good, just a minute. I got an idea. Woohoo, I got an idea. You know me and my ideas. I hope you don't mind I'm playing here. What if, oh, look at guys, our rhinestones fit. And I bet our pearls will fit too then. They would. We could put pearls and rhinestones. And then you could put on the side rhinestones, pearls. Now, wouldn't that look adorable on your shelf? Oh, I think I might have to make some more. Cool, cool. And right now, what I do is what I took them out of. I have the small cases that like our stamps come in. And I just, last year, they had butterfly paper in the celebration. So my logo, of course, is a butterfly. So I put them on here and I just labeled them rhinestones and pearls. But I'm thinking these would be really cute too to put on. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to play. Yay! We could do so many things in there, couldn't we? I'm just looking in here. We could, oh, here's some more. Let me look. Oh, what's these? Oh, let's see. We got some hearts, some red rhinestones, some flourishing flowers. Those would fit in there too. That would be adorable. You know what? I wonder, yep, look at, we could even put our adhesives because there is our dimensionals, our tear and tape would fit in there. You can put that in there. How cool is that? Okay, I'm done playing. I get excited, can you tell? So anyways, So that is our project tonight, after I go on and on about it. So I hope you enjoyed the project tonight. You could be so kind as to share this. I would appreciate it. I will be back in 2 weeks on, I believe it's March 2nd, but the next time on March 2nd, it will be at 8 o'clock, not 7 o'clock. So I will be back with a project then, and I will fill you in on, I'm headed to Texas this weekend. We're finalizing things for the wedding. Yay, it's getting so exciting. So you guys have a great evening, and thank you for joining me. Mwah! Love you, and there you go.